Have you ever felt trapped by a situation? Maybe you've been literally trapped, captured, kidnapped, spirited away to live in a tower like Rapunzel, waiting for a handsome prince to come and set you free. Maybe it's a bit more mundane. Maybe you've been locked out or locked in somewhere. Maybe it's much more serious than that. You've been trapped, stuck in a situation that has caused you harm, physical, emotional, spiritual harm, and you were unable to get out. That feeling of being stuck is one I think we can all sympathise with. I think, at least to one extent or another, and not least because many of us have been confined to our homes over the last year or so, going out only very rarely. In our Bible passage today, Jesus is talking about being trapped. He talks about being slaves to sin, and that we need to be set free. This is an idea that's picked up in another part of the Bible, in Romans 6, where it says, "Don't you know that when you offer yourselves to someone as obedient slaves, you are slaves of the one you obey? Whether you are slaves to sin, which leads to death, or to obedience, which leads to righteousness. But thanks be to God that though you used to be slaves to sin, you have come to obey from your heart the pattern of teaching that has now claimed your allegiance. You have been set free from sin and become slaves to righteousness." Yesterday I talked about how our sin is what keeps us from having a relationship with God. It's what stops us being the people He made us to be. Sin is what we call the things we do which hurt ourselves, which hurt others, which hurt God. Things that do damage to our relationships with God and other people. And the fundamental truth here is that none of us are really free to behave in any way we would like. None of us are free from the influences of our environment and those around us. We are shaped by them and we act according to those experiences we have and the environment we're in. We are, Jesus says, slaves to sin who need to be set free. We are trapped by our sin. We are not free to flourish. We're not free to be the people we were designed to be. And that's because a fundamental part of every human person, a key part of who we are all designed to be, is a relationship with the creator of the universe. And we cannot have a proper relationship with the creator of the universe, or indeed with each other, whilst our sin is trapping us. The only way to be free from sin, paradoxically, is to choose to be slaves to righteousness instead of sin, to choose to be obedient to God. That is, we choose what's going to influence our thinking and our behaviour. We can make that decision. Are we going to choose God's way or our own? The freedom that we have, the freedom that Jesus has won for us, is the freedom to choose where we will be trapped. Are we going to be locked inside the house, or are we going to be locked out of it? Will we allow our sin to continue to enslave us? Or will we willingly choose to submit to the righteous way of God, the way of Jesus, the way, the truth, the life? I wonder what in your life is trapping you, what is holding you back from a proper relationship with God, from loving relationships with others. What might you need to do to be free of it? On Monday, we're going to be reading together all 41 verses of John 9.